be a state assemblyman in Brooklyn. I mean, if you're on Facebook and you're his friend, you see everything. He's always somewhere with a bullhorn in his hands. Understanding that, I mean, we've got to make noise and we've got to make moves. And he's not just making noise, he's also making moves as well. So guys, I mean, if you're in New York, if you're in Brooklyn, you know who this gentleman is. Shanduke referenced to him just now. So guys, please give it up for the amazing Tony Herbert!
First and foremost, this, it's hard to talk about being honored for something you're supposed to do coming out of our community. As a dedicated black man, it's my responsibility. So I thank you for the honor. But you know what? I'm going to share this. Shanduke, you can have mine. I share this with AT. These guys are in the trenches. I mean, seriously, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, talking about our young brothers and sisters who, for the most part, are the statistics in our community. They're not supposed to see the age of 18. Based on what's being said, through society, and they're the standard bearers to make sure that that's not true. We work very hard in the community, and I stand on shoulders like these brothers and whatnot. I've not had all the experiences that they have, but I've been exposed to a lot of the craziness in our community. Just the other day, we buried a 4-year-old who didn't even get to see life and was tortured and destroyed by somebody that had the responsibility of rearing him that looked just like him. The stories go on and on and on. I could talk about 60 coffins I've stood by. I could talk about the many families that I had to go embrace 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. But at the end of the day, it's the work that's being put in, not just by myself. I don't brag to be this individual that's doing everything. That's not the case. My job is to be an agitator. Agitate it till it gets the focus that it needs, so it gets the energy and the resources that will help stop it, so that these brothers can do their job and give them the resources to be functional, so that they too can help to save some lives. So when we talk about craziness, and I'm going to use Brownsville for the example, because right now Brownsville is the bastard child of New York City. That's how everybody sees it. However, in some back room, there's a chart on the wall talking about where the real estate is. Just a little bit of why I'm committed to do this. I was raised by a single black woman. My mom raised 4 boys by herself on a salary next to nothing. I lived in an abandoned building for 8.5 months, understanding that we needed to come up and get out of that circumstance, not because of any failure due to my mom, not because her salary was small, but because somebody wanted the buildings that we were living in when I was born and raised in Prospect Heights. So the thought process was, what do I do now? And it was a mentor that grabbed us up and said, you know what? I'm not going to let y'all fall to the streets. At the age of 14, he snatched us up, put us in a program through one of the largest service organizations called the Lions Club, and we became a part of that youth division. And before I knew it, I was on a plane going to Hawaii, making a presentation to then President Ronald Reagan. And when I saw that I could put on a suit and then people looked at me differently and respected me, I said, this is what I need to do. My father lived around the corner in the brownstone. Rest his soul, we just buried him Saturday. But at the same time, we lived around the other corner in the tenement building fighting to keep the rent paid. But we understood. My mom was the housekeeper. My mom was the man in the house. My mom was the provider, and we respected that. But it was all of that adversity and the fact that they put me in a position to be able to be a part of a youth group that I decided I wanted to grow from that. And today, I'm proud to say, even to my 18-year-old son who just enrolled at City Tech, and my 20-year-old who's in his 3rd year at Syracuse University on a full scholarship because I kept my foot on his neck. And my daughter who's studying to be an EMT, who's 24. It was those experiences of people who believed enough in me to make me do what I do. And what did I do? I can't measure up to a lot of what these brothers have done. All I can say is that I'm just doing my part. Coming out of that circumstance, yes, I became a special assistant to a United States congressman. Yes, I went to work in the city council. Yes, I was the state person for the New York State Senate Democratic Party. Yes, I worked on Wall Street as a vice president of government affairs. Yes, I worked as a marketing person and whatnot as a vice president of government affairs. And all that surmounted to the point of the fact that I still needed to get back to the community. I had all this information. Now I got to go back and show them how to use that resource. If you're working in marketing, then you know you have access to the dollar. So how do we bring the money back? The right proposal. If you're working on Wall Street, how do we bring the money back? Go back, get those brothers that have those businesses on Wall Street and get them to come back to the community. That's my job. That's what I do. And I started an organization called Advocates Without Borders because it meant that we went anywhere, we didn't care, nobody can tell us where to go or how to do it, we went. And when we went there, we made sure that we went to provide information that could help those individuals that was distressed. After that organization, I was asked to take on a position that I didn't think I was prepared for. Reverend Al Sharpton sent one of his executives to come talk to me and said, we'd like for you to be on our team. I'm like, what I need to be with Reverend Al Sharpton for? I'm not that level. I'm not looking to do anything national. I'm Brooklyn and what have you. Long story short, when I heard what he proposed and I heard that he was ready to pass the torch, that he said that he did not want his organization to die with him. He wanted young people to be involved and engaged, to be the future agitators that will afford our people in the community an opportunity to have access to the resources by even pushing the right buttons. Then he said, you know what, I need you on my team. So today I'm proud to say I'm the president of the Brooklyn East chapter of the National Action Network under the tutelage of Reverend Al Sharpton. So if I got people in the New York City Housing Authority that need attention, well, hell, Rev, let's get on the phone and get the HUD secretary in here. That's what this is all about, working top down so that we can get things done in our community. And I'm so honored to have this opportunity to do that. And recently, although there's been a lot of tragedy, I've been able to see through that cloud. A lot of people don't know it, and I don't put a lot of my personal business on Facebook, although I am Angry Man on Facebook. I started a lot of trouble. But I'm happy to say within this month, I decided that I had to do something that was going to make me happy, that was going to put me and point me in the right direction. So I decided to propose to this young lady here, who's my fiance. But I say this again, thank you so much. These two ladies that have organized this have honored me in the past. I didn't think they would waste their time to do it again because I don't think that I'm doing anything and what have you that needs any recognition, with the exception of the fact of getting us more troopers, more people in the Army to get in the street with us so that we can stay this stupidity of this crabs in a barrel mentality and work together as a black community and build our community, because there's a lot of people that don't want us here. They don't want us to occupy the apartments or the homes that we're in, and if we keep fighting each other, we're giving them the ammunition to defeat us. What they couldn't do 400 years ago, they are doing it today. And it's been passed on to our young people. Our young people feel invincible because there's nothing there that can stop them, because at this point in time, people have taken away the power of us to be real good parents or strong parents. They've taken away our authority, so our kids see that. So now they're going out there acting buck wild, and then everybody's sitting back saying, well, what y'all gonna do about y'all kids? Y'all took the power away from us. So how do we regain that? That's when you get these strong brothers to sit here, the man-ups, the faiths, the organization that Chandu talked about. I always mess it up, so I ain't gonna get him angry today. But I say this to Toya and I say this to Shanice, you are the bomb. Right. You guys are exactly what we need in our community. And you are the example of a lot of these young ladies out here. They need to be engaged in what you do. And it's our business to make sure that we provide that. I'm gonna share this with you, brothers, and I thank you so much for this opportunity. And let's save our community. That's what I'm about.